I've done pretty well at keeping up with my crap on this trail. I lost a lot of things on the AT, or left a lot of things that I had to go back for, and have a feeling that the losing forgetful bug has struck, because somehow between last night and this morning I have misplaced my second pair of headphones, and today I took a break for a little bit and like had some chips that I was carrying as I left from break, and because I was doing something with my hands I didn't realize I didn't have my trekking poles and I left them. So it's like half a mile to 3/4 of a mile back. Careless mistakes add miles. Just where I left them. You would think having to repeat uphill sections would teach me to not be forgetful, but at least this uphill section is a patch that doesn't have any snow, so whew. Alright, well I was walking right here, ended up sliding all the way down there, which feels a lot further than it is, but the worst part is my snow cone. Whoa! Looks like I'm back in the desert. Still see snow and beautiful mountains, but looks like a desert right in front of me. I thought it was supposed to be less sketchy north of Sonora, but obviously that's not the case. Alright, so I'm literally shimmying down this creek right now. It is across the side to avoid the first steep snow section. The mark is nice enough to wait on me. But this is it above. Oh, it's so crazy. Slid down right there. Made it down from there. And going up this way to avoid that other snow slope. And now up that way. So folks have asked about my tent and what you do, you know, if you're gonna set it up in rocky terrain and, you know, worried that it wouldn't work and all of that. So if you're sleeping on pretty much solid rock, you can use rocks that are around to stake the tent down. So basically I just put my stake through the loopholes that, you know, they're supposed to go in, and then just set a rock right on top of them. And sometimes, depending on the ground, it might slide out, so you could put one rock down, put the stake that has the loop around it, and then put another rock on top of it. And it works just fine. So while my tent is not freestanding, I'm still able to deal with it in rocky terrain. And my Big Agnes Fly Creek wasn't freestanding either, so I mean, if it were to rain, you know, I'd also have to have it staked out and the rain fly staked out. I could tie the cord around the rocks. I mean, you wouldn't want to do that all the time because eventually it would like tear up the cord, but you certainly could. And then worst comes to worst, you roll up like a burrito in the tent, or you just get up and you start walking. But the point is, if you're walking and you're warm, you're not gonna die. So backpacking isn't always comfortable, but you can find ways to make it work. Sometimes it's hard to get out of the tent this early, but once you start walking, the mornings are so just still, and that was definitely a mosquito. That's disgusting because they're already biting this morning. But anyway, what I was saying is the mornings are usually really still. Just even the birds like this early haven't really started chirping like crazy, and I don't know, it just feels calm and like fresh and like a clean slate, except for these mosquitoes. Well, I like to listen to music these early mornings. I usually don't. I just kind of listen to the forest come alive, you know. It's kind of like its own little song, I reckon. These deer just came tromping through and like just scared the crap out of me. I just heard something running from, and I just heard something running down the hill, and I was like, I thought it was a bear at first. I was up and going before 6 today because I'm gonna try to get into South Lake Tahoe, which I guess is like the official end of the Sierras. Just ready for, you know, something different. Sierras have been my favorite part between the desert and the Sierras, but yeah, it'll be good to see something else. I hear that Northern California is quite desertous still, but it's not the Mojave, so it'll still be new. But yeah, that's gonna put me at like a 26-mile day, which will be my biggest in the Sierras. But I have done other 20s, so you know, pretty proud of myself, and have managed to get through the Sierras fairly quickly, especially compared to some of the others that were like even a week ahead. So with that said, Perk is, I think as of last night, he was less than 100 miles ahead of me. I think he's taken some time off with his cousin, so there's a potential that I might can catch him. I do plan to take a 0 day tomorrow in Tahoe, especially if I whoop the Sierras with a 26, but there's definitely still a chance that I can keep pushing and catch up and get I don't know what I'm saying, I'm so tired. As you can see, today is still pretty hazy, but considerably less hazy because I can see the mountains right in front of me. I'm getting the last of my snow cones in before I don't see a lot of snow. Well, this is the part where I'm glad I did not send home my ice axe yet, because I really want to do the slope without it. Part of me really wants to be lazy and not pull out my micro spikes and ice axe right now, like the stubborn, like lazy part of me. But the part that's like, you know, I always preach, like, take your time and be safe. That part of me is actually going to do it, so. Hello.
Looks like a lot of snow.
Yeah. So that whole crew behind me is also putting their stuff on, so it's good to see that folks are being safe. And this right here is a prime example of why I think it's been more beneficial having micro spikes and crampons, because see, you go from snow to a patch of gravel and rock, and apparently that'll ruin a set of crampons pretty quickly. So I would have to take them off and put them back on. Like with Sonora, kind of went up and over some stuff and then down to the actual pass where there was a road. So apparently this stretch is much the same, but it is leading to Carson Pass, and there's also a road there. Unfortunately not the one that I need to go to South Lake Tahoe. So got about, I think, 16 more miles or so today. So, gonna be a long one. And here's the second snowy patch. Well, we made it to Carson Pass, and this nice fella had some fruit, and beer, and cokes in his cooler to share with us. So, pretty awesome. Y'all, I cannot get enough of these wildflowers. Like, I don't know what they are, but the flowers almost kind of look like irises, but the leaves not as much. But they're beautiful. This is where the trail makes you feel like a crazy person, because one minute I'm cursing the snow and the next get some fresh fruit trail magic and kind of get to talk to some of the day and section hikers, you know, try to encourage them to join the dark side and do a through hike, and dragonflies flying around and wildflowers so pretty and butterflies, and just a beautiful day. And I don't know, just totally flips on you, but I think it's just all about recognizing like those little moments that are awesome, and those are the things that you cherish. You know, it's like I was talking to somebody a couple weeks ago in the middle of, you know, just the worst of the Sierra, or the most difficult of the Sierra, I should say, and you know, it's just like, oh, this is like, this moment just sucks so bad, and you know, it was just really a difficult struggle. And he was like, yeah, but you know what, you won't remember this part. Like, the only thing that you'll remember is the good stuff. It's very true, because otherwise I probably wouldn't be out here on another through hike. So I've never had a child, but I kind of imagine that it must be like childbirth. Like, you don't remember the pain and misery so much, you just remember, you know, that it's worth it. At least that's what my mom says. So. Finally, the official end of the Sierra Nevada. We are almost to the road, finishing off the Sierras with a 26.0 mile day. Done with the Sierra Nevada. Is that it? Is that it? Ride to Tahoe. Never touched the lake, so I'm about to go. I've never seen it until today, so I'm about to go put my feet in, and pretty excited, because you know, this is like one of those things you always hear about growing up and just never been here. So I don't know, mark another one off the list of things to see. So when you're a through hiker and you hear that there is a casino in town that has an all-you-can-eat buffet, you go. And I'm back. The rest of the crew wanted to stay one more night. I don't know, if I sit in town too long, I just get like antsy, and you know, after going through the Sierras, you know, I did it, but don't want to push myself to the last minute too much, and would actually like to get to Canada. I hear that there's a little bit of snow still